Hey peeps, it's Kristi again with Cork and Fork. Thanks again for joining. Today we're going to be doing a meatloaf. We have to pick a wine, of course, because we need to drink with this. It's not going to be in the meatloaf, but it's going to be in me for the meatloaf. So what we want is something like this. This is Fry Brothers. It's a Zinfandel, which is a red. It's not a white Zinfandel. Most people know white Zinfandel. It's a lot sweeter, white Zinfandel. This is much drier, much oakier, and it pairs really well with meats a little bit more on the fatty side. This is a red meat. This has 14.9% alcohol content, so I cannot be trusted by the end of this video. So the last one we did was 12%, and so I'm kind of scared, but let's see what happens. We're gonna cook and let's go and get started. Okay guys, today we're gonna be using the electric wine opener because it's supposed to make things a heck of a lot easier. So let me line this up. This cuts the top. Voila! Anyway, so just so you guys know, this has all kinds of different flavors involved. Look at that. Can you guys all see that? Ba-ba! Okay, so for this, first of all, we need to have a nice glass. Let me see. How about this one? Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is not your normal size glass here. This one will fit my entire wonderful 14.9% bottle right into that. So let's see what happens here. I just want to get a taste for it, and then I'll fill that whole thing up. Wow. You can definitely taste there's berries and wow. A little bit of a bite to it, like a nutmeg or cinnamon, a little bit like that. Before I pour the whole thing in though, I'm gonna use my aerator because the aerator really brings out all of those flavors even more so. And not to mention the little side thing there is it helps with your hangovers. And it helps with headaches and stuff like that. Definitely don't want any of that. So anyway, let's go ahead and gather those ingredients now before I finish off this wine and I can't do anything at all. So let's go grab them and get cooking. Here we go. We're going to be using 2 pounds of ground chuck, which is going to be 85%, and we get 85 because it's going to keep it a little more moist. 1 pound of hot or sweet sausage. I'm using hot in this instance here. 2 eggs. We're going to be using a half cup of freshly shredded Parmesan cheese and also 6 slices of bread, which we are going to wet and put into it. The most important ingredient I want to say is it's the 24-ounce can of the Manwich, which by the way is only 18 ounces I found out when I was trying to measure it and split it in half, because Aunt Jane likes half inside and half on top. So pretty much I tried to split it as evenly as possible. But anyway, we're gonna put this all together so we can get some food in us because I am starving and I gotta finish that wine. So let's get going. All right, so I left 2 little things aside. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I wet the bread. I cut all the edges off and I dampened it and then put it in here. I have 1 left out of the 6, and then I have 1 link of the sausage left that wasn't quite in here yet. I want to show you how I pop those open and put that in here as well. Each one of these links, by the way, is about a 1/4 pound, and we're going to be using 4 of these to equal out, of course, the whole pound. So this bread, obviously, you're going to water it down. I can't really, you got to feel this out, but what you want to do is you want to wet it all the way through and squeeze as much water out of it as you can until you have this little bundle, and then I just kind of fluff it up and throw it in there. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, here's our link, right? What we're gonna do is, and this sounds crazy, but we're gonna twist it, and what's gonna happen is when I twist it, you can see the stuff is coming right out of there. So we're just gonna squeeze that right out on one side, bam, and then squeeze it out on the other side. And number 2. So there we go. So that's it. It's that easy. All right, so here we are. I'm gonna have a sip. We gotta get this going, right? Since this is a full bottle, by the way, I drank half of this bottle, so just saying. All right, this is real simple. I come home from work, which I just did. I want something quick, easy, and something I don't have to worry about. So, all the ingredients that we just talked about is going right in my mixer. Minus, of course, half of the manwich sauce, because that we're gonna put on top. So that set aside, everything is going right in here. And we're gonna be using my flat beater, which basically is made for cakes and mixing things like that, but also for heavy items like a meatloaf like we're doing today. So with that said, I do want to say, I want to thank my Aunt Jane Midwaits, because she's the one that gave me this fantastic recipe. I personally would never eat meatloaf, but this is really, really good. So here we go. We're going to take these ingredients, place them in here, mix them up. I think we can all do this. Here we go. Eggs, 2 eggs in. Sausage, let me get something so we can get this out of here. Here's our sausage going in. Normally I would put the mixer on, but it's really, really loud, so I'm not gonna do that to you. And I'm praying I don't knock this over, because that would be terrible. All right, so here's our chopped meat. That goes in, right? You're with me now, right? Because I can't lose you now. This is not very, very difficult. Our manwich sauce. Here we go. That's supposed to be about half. It goes in. Bing, bang, boom. There you go. All right. Here, this bread, 6 of them, wet. I did pull the edges off, obviously, because I find that it dries it out a little bit. So I kind of just kept that out. And last but not least, Parmesan. Done. 1, 2, 3. So, pretty sure you got that down, right? Here we go. We got all these items. We're going to basically put it on the mixer and beat it up, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like before we put it in the oven. So 350, you should all be on 350 in your ovens, and then this is going to be for 1 hour. Okay guys, here we go. Okay, Aunt Jane, this one's for you. You gotta have a little sip. All right, so what I did was I foiled a cookie sheet while we were gone seconds ago. This is just a square 8" by 8" pan that we're going to use to form the actual meatloaf. Aunt Jane always used to do it by hand and just squish everything and make it so pretty, but I, want to do this as quickly as I can and get it in my belly. So I'm going to use my, of course, favorite Pampered Chef stuff. Take this out of here, and this is basically what it's going to look like. Just all mixed up. I'm going to put it right in the pan, right like that. Oh, look at that. It's just a hunk of burning love right there. We don't want to miss any of that cheese. The cheese likes to stick to the edges, and let me tell you, I love cheese. So we don't want to miss out on any of that. Okay, so that's going in there. We're going to squish this down to try and form it up. Again, this is the other half of the manwich sauce. So we're just going to, once we get this all formed up, we're going to pour that right on top. And the best way to do this is like you would with a cake or something. The way I do it is I will place this right on top like that. Squish it down so there's no air bubbles as much as I can. And then flip it over. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys, especially if you've been drinking like me. Sometimes I drink. That's fantastic, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, so we're going to take this up. Ta-da! Not too bad. Okay, I would say you might want to spray it just to make sure it comes out easily because sometimes it can tend to stick. So I'm just going to form her up a little bit here, a little bit there. It almost looks like wrong, doesn't it? Just a little slap here and there. I'm sorry, Aunt Jane. I'm really not giving you the best, I don't know, what do you call it, props against it. Okay. So, here's the rest of our manwich. We're going to pour that on top. Our oven is completely heated. And that's it. I mean, come on. You can't do that any easier. I'm going to take this and just spread it out a little bit. All right. It's going to pretty much get into all these little crevices, and it's just going to be unbelievable. And then of course we'll plate it up afterward as best as we can, because again, we know things have to be pretty. So stay tuned. We're going to cook this up for 1 hour, and it's going to be 350 degrees. And Aunt Jane, I hope I make you proud. All right. Oh my God, it's ready. I'm so excited because I am starving, and I don't know if you can see this, but that is really, really, really empty. So in an hour, I was able to brush off almost an entire bottle of wine. Okay, let's stop this thing from screaming and take this baby out. Let me just say, by the way, this smells unbelievable. Oh my Lord, okay. Let's hope I don't burn myself. So this is 1 hour later. This is the beauty that we have. Okay, so we turn that off. Now, normally I would let it sit for a minute because it's gonna kind of meld back together and really kind of form back up. And what we're gonna do is plate that up, of course, and make it look really pretty, because you know I like to make things pretty, because of course I've mentioned that before. I probably shouldn't be waving a knife around after drinking an entire bottle of wine, but we'll see where this leads. I have some fresh basil I have growing outside. I grabbed a couple leaves. We're going to use that just to make it look a little better than just this big blob, which of course is what it looks like. But let me tell you, this tastes beyond belief, unbelievable. Okay, so here we go. We're going to cut this up. Now you want to use a serrated knife, because a serrated knife will really cut this a lot better. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see the amazement right now, but look at that. Wow. Beautiful. I'm gonna slice this up. Now, I'm trying not to go through the foil because of course that would be really, really messy. I'm gonna take 2 passes through this. Another pass about halfway. And please be nice because you know I've been drinking. This is my favorite spatula, by the way. This seems to really, really work well. I'm gonna use the pretty inside layers because it just looks nicer. Look at that. If I tried to do this sober, by the way, it would probably not work as well as this. Or maybe not. This is the magic of TV, folks. Okay, so there we go. Beautiful. So we're gonna take our basil, and I'm going to try and place this on here as best as I can. And I'm sure you would probably do a better job than me right now. But that is it. So I want you guys to enjoy every moment of this. Let me tell you, this is Aunt Jane's best meal ever. It is my favorite and I cannot wait to dig into this because I don't know if you can tell by the time on my stove over there, but it's almost 9, oh, it's 10:15. So I have not eaten today since lunch. So I'm going to grab my drink, I'm going to grab my food, and we're going to enjoy it. So please join us again next week and join us on subscribing, liking, and sharing our page so even more people can enjoy this. So please enjoy this and eat well, be happy. Friends, family, food, drinks, of course, as I mentioned, not always in that order. So cheers! Just open the wine with my teeth like normal person.
Perfect.
Turn this on. What is it gonna be on?
That was it. Did it finally kick in? Oh my God.
And then this is gonna be for 1 hour. Okay guys, here we go.
I wasn't recording.
I will kill you.
Oh.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! You ready?
Go.
Are you recording?
Yep. No, honey, wait. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? Okay, it's ready.
Oh my God, it's ready. That's really good. Aunt Jane, thank you. This is unbelievable.